Hey, good evening everyone. The third quarter-final of the 1979 World Cup in Sri Lanka was played today. It was Pakistan versus Australia at Kandy. This is the outcome of today's match, and I tell you what a decision Kim Hughes made. Australia won the toss and they elected to bowl on a hard pitch in overcast conditions. He felt that the bowlers would perform in the conditions, even though the pitch was quite hard and quite flat. And he also felt that his batsmen had really struggled batting first in this World Cup, which is true. They scored 159 for 9 against the West Indies, 189 for 8 against New Zealand, and 233 for 7 against Rebel South African 11. But this was much more of a flatter pitch, and Pakistan made Kim Hughes pay. It was a really poor decision to bowl first in my eyes. They hit 286 for 7 in a wonderful all-round performance. 27 for Sadiq Mohammed, a first 50 of the tournament for Majid Khan, 61. 16 for Abbas, 16 for Harun Rashid, 46 or 46 deliveries for Javed Mindrad. But the main hitting came from Asif Iqbal, 61 of 59 deliveries in a brutal ending to the innings. 18 for Wasim Raja, 15 not out for Imran Khan. Madasa Nazar faced one ball and managed to not get out on 0. 286 for 7. 3 for 54 for Gary Cozier. 1 for 20 for Graham Porter. Didn't go for many runs, but all the others were quite expensive. Graham Yallop, I have no idea why he bowled 7 overs. No idea why he bowled at all. He went for 57. 37 for 1 for Alan Balder. 28 for 1 for Jeff Dimmock. 1 for 65 for Alan Hurst. From 10 overs. He got whacked all over Kandy today. He didn't follow up his 11 wickets in his last 2 games. He only got 1 wicket here. But he equalled the record. He's equalled the record for most wickets in the tournament of 19 scalps. And that was Dennis Lilly and Bernard Jr. got 19 wickets in the last World Cup in England 4 years ago. He's only done it in 6 matches, but obviously he had that absolute awful pitch to bowl on against the Rebel South African 11, where he took 6 for 16. This proved the difference against top class teams and international style cricketers and club cricketers. In response, Australia never got going. It took Pakistan 48.5 overs to actually eventually finish Australia off. 13 for Rick Darling. Andrew Hilditch has got to be one of the biggest disappointments ever in World Cup history. 24 runs. He has had an appalling tournament. We'll have a look at his average in a moment. 0 for Alan Balder. 15 for the captain, Kim Hughes, who's had a dreadful tournament as captain. 76 off 103 deliveries for Graham Yallop, his second 50. And you're going to be very surprised at the outcome of that 76. 23 for Jeff Moss, is it? Was it John Moss? Jeff Moss, 23. A duck for Gary Cozier. 14 for wicketkeeper Kevin Wright. 5 for Graham Porter. 7 for Jeff Dimmock, and 3 not out for Alan Hurst. Australia were out for 197 in 8.5 overs. They absolutely squeezed them. They never got going at all and was basically over after 30 overs. 3 for 53 for Majid Khan. You would think that he'd probably win man of the match. Or Asif Iqbal, 1 for 36 from his 10 overs. Probably should win man of the match. 2 for 29 for Imran Khan. 1 for 31 for Madasa Nazar. And a wonderful sort at the top of the order from Sukinder Bhatt, 3 for 34. He's bowling wonderfully well recently. So the final outcome of this match, this third quarter-final at Kandy, Australia won the toss and let them bowl on a hard pitch in overcast conditions. It completely backfired. Pakistan made a fantastic 286 for 7 for their 50 overs. Australia bowled out for 197 in 48.5 overs. Pakistan winning by an emphatic 89 runs to secure their place in their first ever World Cup semi-final. But the man of the match, you would have thought Majid Khan, 3 for 53, 61 off 100 balls. No, he wasn't man of the match. 61 of 59 deliveries for Asif Iqbal and 1 for 36. Should win man of the match. No, They gave it to the highest scoring player in the entire match, and it was Graham Yallop with 76 of 103 balls, winning man of the match. And even he said he would have given it to Majid Khan or Asif Iqbal. He said probably Majid Khan because he took 3 wickets. So, an astonishing decision really from the reporters in Sri Lanka. But, you know, Pakistan are victors in the end. Through to their first ever semi-final, where they'll play the winners of India versus West Indies. That is definitely going to be a mouthwatering semi-final. No matter who wins tomorrow, West Indies should really thrash India tomorrow by a big, big, big margin. Let's have a look at the star players. All pretty had quiet games before players for there, but we're going to have a look. Andrew Ildrich won't want to see this. He has had one of the poorest tournaments I think any star player could ever have. He's actually averaged 32. His average only went down from 33 to 32, so that's not too bad. 192 runs in 6 matches, an average of 32. But really, that is a woeful tournament from Hildrich. Just summing up, he's out of his league at this level. That confirms it. 19 wickets in 6 matches for Alan Hurst at an average of 12. He's equalled the all-time record for most wickets in a World Cup tournament, which is from Dennis Lilly and Bernard Julian 4 years ago. However, there are other players that could easily break the record. Hendrick's still in the tournament, and he's got 14 wickets. So's Chris Old. He's got 15 wickets, sorry, Hendrick, and 14 wickets. Yeah, very interesting indeed. 300 runs in the tournament now for Sadiq Mohammed, the first player to do that in the tournament. He only got 27 today, but he's the first player to go through it, past the 300 mark. 60 average. He's had a very fine tournament, to be honest with you. But Asif Iqbal, 45 with a bat and 200. 45 with a bat and 19 with a ball. 11 wickets in just 6 matches and 228 runs in 5 matches, an average of 45. He is definitely a contender for player of the tournament. I think he's been one of the best captains of the tournament. Pakistan, once again, losing 2 very close matches. Yeah, Australia, absolute disappointment. You also may have noticed as well, Rodney Hogg was not in the starting lineup. Remember, Rodney Hogg was the other player who I think he took 4 for 21 in that demolition job of the Rebel South African 11 only a few days ago. He was dropped for disciplinary. He wasn't unfit. He was dropped for disciplinary reasons. Now there's reports coming out, and Kim Hughes said in the post-match presentation there wasn't an issue a couple of nights ago with him, and they decided to drop him. He said it was a bit of an error. It was an error, but he had to be disciplined. But there's reports that he's fallen out with Captain Kim Hughes. He ain't going to be the first person. We talked about Adam Border having an argument with Kim Hughes in the match against Rhodesia when he misfielded. Yeah, and then Kim Hughes getting coldly answered when we were talking about his great innings of about 85. But, yeah, real problems for Australia, but they're out of the tournament now. Pakistan are in their first semi-final. Tomorrow's match, India versus the West Indies, the fourth and final quarter-final, decide it. West Indies should really win that. India are desperately out of form, but maybe India will play with a bit of freedom tomorrow, who knows. But until then, this is me, Lawrence Howard, reporting on the 1979 Cricket World Cup in Sri Lanka, being played on Brian Arcade on PlayStation. Until tomorrow, I bid you goodbye.